All right, so for our homework today, we want to take some notes and learn a little bit about angles. Definitions and what does coterminal mean, what is initial and terminal. So let's get started. An angle in the coordinate plane is in standard position when the vertex is at the origin and one ray is on the positive x-axis. So here's my x-axis, there's one ray of my angle. So an angle is going to look, let's just put it right here. This is an angle. It has one ray on the x-axis and one ray somewhere else. The ray on the x-axis is the initial side. The initial side. That's the initial side. The other ray is the terminal side of the angle. So for an angle, you need an initial and a terminal. The measure of an angle in standard position is always measured from the initial side to the terminal side. Okay? See how that direction of that? We start at the initial, we go to the terminal. The measure of an angle in standard position is positive in the counter clockwise direction, so not like the clock. The measure is negative when the rotation is clockwise. Clockwise, we'll call that CW. Okay? So if I follow the clock and go from 0 to my angle, that is a negative angle. The blue is a positive angle. The green, if you can see that difference, is a negative angle. All right, so let's do some examples down here at the bottom. I'm going to draw an angle. Let's just draw. We have first initial side. We'll draw a terminal side down here, approximately 45 degrees from here. So this angle is measured from the initial side around to the terminal side. And that angle, if this were 45 degrees, would be 180 plus this 45 degrees. And that would be approximately 225. Approximately because I didn't measure it with a protractor. Now, the negative of this, if I start at the initial side and I go to this angle, this is an angle, that would measure negatively negative 135. How did I get that? Well, I took 360 minus 225 and I got 135. Okay, and it's going in a negative clockwise direction. Let's do another one. So we'll start with this angle right here. We'll say that is 42 degrees, just to be very clear. 42 degrees from the initial side to the terminal side, 42 degrees in the positive direction. So what is it in the negative direction? Well, we start here, we come around here, and we get to here. So this would be 360 minus 42 will give me 318. So this is negative 318 degree angle. Okay? All right, flip over. So we want to do some practice. We want to sketch angles in these different positions. So 85 degrees. Well, I know that this is 0 and this is 90. So 85 degree angle is going to be approximately right there with an initial side here, and that would be approximately 85 degrees. Negative 320. Well, if I'm going negative, then I'm going to start at 0 and go in a clockwise direction. And how far around? I know that if I go all the way around, I'm 0 and 360. So I want to go in a negative direction, but I don't want to go all the way around. So I say 360 minus 320 will leave me with 40 degrees. So I start here, go negatively until I have this is negative 320. What do I have left here? This is 40 degrees. But there's the sketch of negative 320. 180. Start at the initial side, go 180 degrees. There we go. All right, now let's go the reverse. Let's look at an angle and estimate or determine the measure of it. So we start at 0, we're going past 90, and let's say this is another 45 degrees. So this would be 135 degrees, a positive 135, because it's going in the counterclockwise. Another positive angle. We know we've gone 90, we've gone 180, and now we're going to go another, let's say we called that much, another 45. It's maybe a little more. Let's call that 50. So now I've gone 180 plus 50. Well, what is that? That's going to be positive 230 degrees, because I went 180, another 50, 230. Look at this angle. This is going negative. So I think about what is the measure between here? How much have we gone between here and here? Well, this looks to be about 45 degrees between there, but I'm going in a negative direction. So this would be negative 45 degrees. Okay? All right, let's talk about something that probably has become maybe somewhat clear. We'll see. When two angles in standard position, meaning starting from 0, from the x-axis, so that's standard position, they are called coterminal. They share an end, coterminal, if they have the same terminal side. So let's do some examples. First, we will draw the angle given. Then we will draw another angle that is between 0 and 360 that is coterminal with these angles. So first, let's draw negative 315. Well, if I take 360 minus 315, then I will get 45 degrees, right? So I'm going to start here, go in a negative direction. There I have drawn negative 315. Negative 315 is coterminal with, let's draw it in a different color, right here. This same angle, it's exactly the same, is coterminal with positive 45. Let's do it again. Let's draw 390. Well, this is a positive angle, so I'm going to go in a positive direction. And I'm going to have to go around more than once. How much more than once? Well, let's take 390 minus 1 time around, and I have 30 more to go. So start at 0, go around 360, and go 30 more. This is positive 390. What angle is coterminal with it? Well, let's draw it here in red. How do I get there from going in a negative direction? I start at 0, I go in a negative direction, and I am going to have to go, if I have 30 degrees left here, then I am going to have to go negatively 330 degrees to get to the coterminal angle. So positive 390 and negative 330 are coterminal. Let's do it again. 575, that's definitely more than 360. So let's subtract 360. What do we have? Well, we have 215 degrees left. All right, so let's do the positive 575 first. Start at 0. Go in a positive direction, 360 degrees. And how much more do we have to go? 215. Well, from here, I'm going to go 180. Well, how much more do I have to go? Well, if I don't know that off the top of my head, I'll say, okay, 215 minus 180 is 35 degrees. All right, there we go. So So I have to go 180 plus 35 more degrees, because that's how I get to 215. So I've gone 360, and then I've gone an additional 215 degrees to get to positive 575. Now, what is coterminal with that? Start at 0. Go in a negative direction. How far did you have to go in the negative direction to get to the same place? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say, what is 360 minus 215? Well, that's going to be 10 minus 5 is 5, 5 minus 1 is 4, and sorry, that I should have carried that one. And yeah, so I'm going to go in a negative direction 145 degrees. Those two angles are coterminal. All right, go ahead and work on your homework for today, which was the practice 13.3, the G form, practicing switching between angles and radians, and I'll see you in class tomorrow.